Assalamu alaikum. This is Btv-Chattogram welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman to fly to Malaysia tomorrow on his first foreign visit, to visit China later on June 21st and 22nd. Extradition request to bring back former IGP Benazir Ahmed detained in Dubai sent to UAE, says Home Minister. Food grain stock in government warehouses satisfactory as it exceeds 20,60,000 tons. State Minister for Land calls upon to work together to build self-reliant Bangladesh under Prime Minister Tariq Rahman's leadership. Israel-Hezbollah agreed to ceasefire despite continued conflict, with 47 killed in Israeli attacks in southern Lebanon. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Bangladesh and China are expected to sign 15 to 17 bilateral instruments during Prime Minister Tariq Rahman's upcoming visit to China, with discussions on the long-awaited Tista project. Foreign Secretary Asad Alam Siam disclosed the information at a media briefing at the Foreign Ministry today ahead of the Prime Minister's two nations visit, Malaysia and China, beginning tomorrow. He said the two countries, Bangladesh and China, are expected to sign 15 to 17 bilateral instruments, including 13 memorandums of understanding, 2 agreements, 1 action plan, and 1 protocol. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman is scheduled to leave for Kuala Lumpur tomorrow afternoon at the invitation of Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, before traveling to China on Monday afternoon at the invitation of Chinese Premier Li Qiang. This is the first overseas visit by the Prime Minister since the government assumed office in February this year. The Foreign Secretary said that the visits are being viewed as a major diplomatic initiative aimed at strengthening Bangladesh's economic partnerships, attracting foreign investment, and enhancing regional connectivity. On June 25th, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with Chinese Premier Li Qiang. He will also meet Chinese President Xi Jinping on June 26th as part of his official visit. The Prime Minister is expected to return home on Friday night. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed said the law enforcement agencies have been instructed to remain vigilant to prevent any chaos centering the founding anniversary of the activities banned Awami League on 23rd June. He made the remarks today while attending a ceremony at the Secretariat. 15 police personnel were honored at the program for outstanding and commendable service in maintaining law and order. The awards were given for several notable achievements, including a traffic police officer's initiative to improve water drainage in Dhaka, the arrest of suspects in a robbery and stabbing incident at the Bikash outlet in Abu Dhabi, the solving of the sensational mother-daughter murder case in Anwar of Chattogram, and the arrest of suspects in the widely discussed robbery and gang rape case in Chokoria of Cox's Bazar. Speaking at the event, the Home Minister said the police force has quickly regained its morale and carrying out its duties despite significant risk. Responding to a question about former IGP Benazir Ahmed, Salahuddin Ahmed said all relevant documents were sent to the United Arab Emirates authorities the day after an Interpol NCB notice was received. He hoped that the United Arab Emirates government would complete the required procedures and return Benazir Ahmed to Bangladesh soon. The government food grain reserves remain at the satisfactory level, helping ensure the country's food security. According to Directorate General of Food's daily report of the food grain situation on June 17th, the total government stock of food grains in the country, including floating stocks, has reached 20,60,507 metric tons. The government warehouses currently hold 15,96,579 metric tons of rice, 3,36,831 metric metric tons of wheat and 161,084 metric tons of paddy. As a result, the total stock excluding floating stocks stands at 20,38,114 metric tons. When floating stocks of 20,432 metric tons of wheat and 1,962 metric tons of rice are added, the overall stock reaches 20,60,507 metric tons. Education Minister A.N.M. Ehsanul Haq Milan has said there is no alternative to increasing investment in order to further advance the country's textile sector. At the same time, he stressed the need to increase the number of green textile factories and expand the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in production and research to keep pace with changing times. He made these remarks today at the 4th International Conference on Textile Science and Engineering held at Tejgaon in the capital. The event was presided over by the Professor Dr. Julhasuddin, Vice Chancellor of the Bangladesh University of Textiles. Professor Mamun Ahmed, Chairman of the University Grants Commission of Bangladesh, among others, were addressing the conference. The Education Minister said that the quality and potential of the jute sector have suffered due to a decline in research activities in the field. Therefore, he emphasized that renewed importance must be given to research in the jute sector. State Minister for Land and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Barrister Mir Mohammad Helaluddin said Prime Minister Tariq Rahman is working to build a humane Bangladesh through the nation's Desired Reform program, forming the government with the absolute verdict of the people. He said that in the discussion meeting on the occasion of the 45th martyrdom anniversary of BNP founder and martyrdom President Zia Rahman in Chattogram. He said that everyone will have to work together to achieve the goal of building a self-respecting, self-reliant Bangladesh under the leadership of Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. The discussion meeting was organized by the Chittagong Development Authority Nationalist Workers' Party, CBA, at the CDA conference room today. The organization's president, Faiz Ahmed Babul, presided over, while members of Parliament Abu Sufyan and Enamul Haq Enam, CDA Chairman Engineer Dalwar Hussain, and leaders of various levels of Chattogram Metropolitan Unit BNP, among others, addressed the occasion. Earlier, recitation from the Holy Quran, Dua, and Milad Mahafil were held. Prayers were offered for eternal peace of martyr President Zia Rahman. Earlier, the State Minister for Land and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs attended the BPO Summit at Kochi in the city. Bangladesh Association Contract Centers and Outsourcing BACCO, Business Promotion Council BPC, and the Department of Information and Communication Technology jointly organized the conference. Representatives from the government and private sectors, industry leaders, academicians, freelancers, entrepreneurs, students, and young professionals participated in the day-long event. It included career expo, seminars, IT implemented, networking activities, and various knowledge-based and skill development sessions for the youth. State Minister Barrister Mir Mohammad Helaluddin attended the recitation from the Holy Quran and Dua Mahafil organized at the Convention Center in the city to mark the death anniversary of the late Abdul Ghaffar Chaudhary, the founder of the Ghaffar Amina Khalik Foundation. Member of Parliament's Shawar Jamal Nizam, Enamul Haq, and Syed Al-Numan, and members of the foundation were present on the occasion. The Partner Field School Congress 2026 was held in Hadazari of Chattogram to develop farmer skills and expand modern agricultural technology today. The event was organized by the Department of Agricultural Extension and attended by farmer representatives, agricultural officers, and representatives of various related organizations. State Minister for Land and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Barrister Mir Mohammad Helaluddin was the chief guest at the event organized by the Department of Agricultural Extension with the assistance of the World Bank at the Hadazari Agricultural Training Institute Auditorium. Upuzila Nirbahi Officer Muhammad Abdullah Al-Munin presided over with the event, while Hadazari Upuzila Agriculture Officer Muhammad Mejba Uddin presented the keynote papers. The speaker said that the government is implementing various programs to make the agricultural sector more modern and technology-based. In addition to providing improved seeds, agricultural machinery, and training facilities among farmers, various initiatives have been taken to increase the production and ensure food security. Now, international news. Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to a ceasefire amid intense Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon that killed 47 people. The latest agreement followed concerns that continued clashes, which also saw Hezbollah kill 4 Israeli soldiers in Lebanon, would undermine the deal to end the war between the U.S. and Iran. The Israeli military confirmed that a ceasefire was in effect, but later a spokesman have said that its forces would continue to remove immediate threats. Hezbollah is yet to confirm the ceasefire, but its Secretary General Sheikh Naim Qassem said that the project to eliminate Hezbollah has failed. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Friday that a week should be enough for Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko to remove equipment from his country used by Russia its attacks on Ukraine, adding a threat of Ukrainian action if Lukashenko did not do so. Zelensky said single relay stations were located in 2 Belarusian regions bordering Ukraine that were used by Russian forces to help with steering during attacks on Ukrainian civilians. His claims would not be verified independently. Urging Belarusian President Lukashenko to remove the equipment, Zelensky told a news conference in Kiev that he thought a week would be enough for Lukashenko to do that. One person have been killed and a number of people injured in a collision between 2 passenger trains north of London. Emergency services rushed to the scene of the collision south of the town of Bedford, about 56 miles from London on Friday. Photos posted on social media showed victims with bandages around their heads. The trains collided on lines connecting St. Pancras station in central London to communities in central England. Bedfordshire fire and rescue crews responded to the incident. The police force said in an update late on Friday that a major incident has been declared and officers are continuing to respond at the scene alongside colleagues from Bedfordshire Police and the local fire and rescue and ambulance services.